Now I'd like to invite Diane Ashley, trustee, former chair like Bill Lee, Dr. Diane Ashley, to come up and introduce our third honoree this evening.
Thank you, Dale. Good evening, everyone. You know, before I start my remarks, I would be remiss if I didn't say how excited I am to see all of you and to thank you for your participation over the years. It was a small coterie of us on the board that started this in 2003. And we're so excited that you have continued the tradition. My name is Diane Ashley, and I am here to present our final honoree for the evening, Ms. Diane Reyes. I love her name. I am happy to do so as an NYTS board member since 1999, and the first female and former chair of the board for 10 years. And as a former Urban Angel awardee, and as another woman trailblazer in the business of banking and finance, I present to you Ms. Diane Reyes. I first met Diane as a colleague. We both worked at Citigroup. And although we did not work together directly, Diane Reyes was distinguished as a senior executive on the rise. Diane would not want me to share this because she is really a very modest person. But HSBC is to be commended for recognizing her talent. She was recently ranked as number 5 of the most powerful women in banking. She serves as the HSBC Group General Manager and Global Head of Liquidity and Cash Management. Now, let me tell you, for those who do not work in our sector, that is no small accomplishment. And how does she lead her roughly 10,000 employees in this challenging business environment in which we find ourselves today? She leads by example and an expectation that each employee of her group is exemplified in terms of 2 words: conduct counts. Says a lot in 2 words. She's a person of many gifts and talents, and it is Diane's work in mentoring and in caring for the careers of other women on their journey that distinguishes her from others in the industry. It is what compels this NYTS community on tonight to present this Urban Angel Award for the work that she does so diligently, for the work you do so thoughtfully. We honor you, we thank you, and we congratulate you with a 2019 Urban Angel Award. Diane Reyes.
Pictures first.
We're doing pictures first, okay. I'm just following orders.
Mark's really yours.
Well, Diane stole my thunder in that I like her name too. And I had a few comments about mentorship, but first on those 2 words, conduct counts. Leave it to a regulator to teach us about conduct. We have to realize she told us how to do it, right? It was the New York Fed and other similar regulators. I am extremely honored to be here tonight. Good evening, everyone, and to receive this award from the New York Theological Seminary. And as you've heard from Dr. Kim, I'm exceptionally humbled by the 2 colleagues before me, Dr. Adair and Dr. Kim. When you listen to what they do, you begin to realize how much more you can do and how you can continue your journey. I don't know about 50 more years, Dr. Kim, but clearly we'll continue the journey as best we can. I wanted to say some small words about mentorship, which is one of the key themes here. I have a passion for mentorship, and it's because I received a lot of mentoring as I was moving on in my career. And it seemed like they always came at the exact time when I needed that boost to keep moving and to keep going ahead. Because trust me, one's career isn't always like this. You sort of, and sometimes it's sideways. So those mentors really can help you continue with your journey. And I, if you will, would like to pay back what I've received from many others. And so for at least a decade, I've been trying to do that in many ways. And tonight I just want to make a few comments about what was up on the video, something we call AIL. So bankers always have acronyms, but it's Accelerating into Leadership. And for the female population at our company, where we have the biggest amount of headcount in that bracket, we want to push them up. And so when I was asked to be the executive sponsor, I thought this is a way to solve the minimal numbers at the top by pushing as many forward as we can. And what we do is it's a very structured program. We put them through 1 year of coaching in cohorts as a team of about 10 people, so that you're not a little bit embarrassed by this coaching concept and process. You have colleagues who do it with you. And we give them massive exposure to the men and the senior women in our firm. We don't teach them how to become a subject matter expert. We don't teach them how to have a strong work ethic. They wouldn't be where they were if they didn't already have that. But we teach them soft skills. And in our profession, this actually makes the difference in getting that extra mile, in getting that extra boost, in getting that critical push towards where you want to go. And I'll give some small examples. So the first thing is, as you become a leader with many more followers, you've got to communicate what you're doing, where you're going, and why they should follow you. And it's so easy to forget to repeat where you're going and to communicate, communicate, communicate. So we teach them this during this process. We also talk about things like stakeholder management, which I've used very recently, and my colleagues in the room from HSBC will know what I'm talking about. When you want to have people invest in you, in your business, to give the funding to your ideas, you cannot wait for that meeting when they're going to vote and hope for the best. Yes, we do pray. All of us do pray for those outcomes, and that helps. But we also have to talk to everyone who's a voting member beforehand. Each and every one of them who has some sensitivity, you've got to push those aside and teach them why your idea is going to solve those problems. We teach them that. And last, we teach them something really basic: having difficult conversations. God knows I could have used some knowledge in this regard over my career. I've had many conversations asking for what? More money? Pay rises. That's a big topic today, right? What else? Promotions. If you ask in the wrong manner and you don't know how your counterparty receives what you're saying, you could leave there with the worst outcome, offending them and not having them on your side with the outcome you want. So we show them and share some tips that have worked with people, sometimes with that specific counterparty. If I've worked with them before, how was I successful? How did I fail? In 1 year after the first cohort went through the program, we measured what happened to them. And 48% of the women going through the program within our firm either expanded the scope of the job they were in, setting themselves up for the future promotion, so they doubled their span of control, or they've actually received an in-role promotion or transferred within the firm. So we're trying to really make this very basic in a structured manner to help push and propel them, and we think it's working. We're now in the second cohort. So this is formal mentoring, and I feel that formal mentoring helps quite a bit because we're giving people tools to use in their everyday lives. But informal mentoring started with me quite early. I have 4 children. Some of you who know me know that. One of them's in the room. And I feel like I've been mentoring my whole life once I became a parent, because to me, parenting is like mentoring. The only difference between when they were younger and now is that at that time, they had to take everything we advised or suggested. Now, they can actually discard what you say, or if they do choose to use what you suggest, they may not even tell you they've done that. Is that right, Nicole? So I find it's a perfect blend for me. I can actually combine work and home together, and I'm able to take ideas from home and actually bring them into the workforce and vice versa. Recently, my youngest daughter told me that I needed to have a social media resume. If you want to know what that is, stay behind, somebody else will tell you. But I just got figured out how to do a board bio, and now I have to do a social media resume. But if I learn it, I'm able to bring it back to the office, and I'm able to bring things home that I learned from people in the office. So for me, it's a perfect blend. So what I'd like to ask tonight, there's no free lunch, right, or dinner? When you leave here, I'd like to ask those of you who either have never been a mentor or haven't been one in a long time to volunteer when you wake up tomorrow morning in your community, in your church, or in your work environment. There's plenty of opportunities. Somebody at the table behind me told me she's mentoring 2 women from the salad bar near where she lives. You don't have to do it anywhere special. People everywhere around you need help. But should you have forgotten, we had heard from Mrs. Cuomo earlier, and I promised to show her flyer. This is outside, and it's the New York State Mentoring Program with an 800 number, and you will get Brad, who was at our table. He answers this number to help share with you what options you have for mentoring if you can't figure something else out in your normal environment. But please leave tonight with this in mind. And without further ado, enjoy the rest of the evening.